Okay, if you would start over again, I would really appreciate it.
Okay. Okay, Pastor, I was talking about what you said on Sunday's message, this last Sunday, when you were explaining speaking in tongues, how we receive the Holy Spirit with the sign of speaking in tongues, and it becomes our language. But thereafter, it's not necessarily always under the control of the Holy Spirit. Like, not every time that we speak in tongue, it's auctioned by the Holy Spirit that we can willingly, and I experience that I can speak in tongues anytime I want to. I can bring it on. But I didn't realize that once it hasn't come up, the Spirit hasn't brought it up, and we're just, praying and then going to tongues, that's our natural man speaking in tongues. So now I wonder that kind of communication, so where do you place it? Is it, are you suggesting we don't use tongues?
No.
Okay.
Everything is motive. So if you're in prayer, if you're praying and you're in the Spirit and tongues come forth, well, tongues come forth from Christ in you. Okay? And Christ in us is the awakened Abel who's crying out to God to fully restore him. So if you are praying and your heart is towards God and you start speaking in tongues spontaneously, well, then it's Christ in you. Everything is motive. If a man says to me, start praying in tongues, that's not Christ in me. That's the man who told me to do it. That's not Christ in me doing it. Okay. So is that clear? I don't speak in tongues very often, but these past couple of weeks, there has been so much going on. It's been incredible. And one day I was actually on the way to the Selden Center, and I'm continuously talking to the Lord. And these tongues broke forth from me in an unknown language from deep in my heart, because Christ himself was in pain. That's absolutely legitimate. If you are in pain for anything that's happening in your life and you put yourself before God, if you're in a quandary, you have a problem and you don't know what to do, under those circumstances, when you are seeking God and tongues come forth, you should assume that they are legitimate, that there is a legitimate prayer language that's coming forth from Christ in you. That, as opposed to, well, and I will exaggerate, I see that suitcase and I would like it, I'm going to ask the Lord for it. Or when a man tells you to do it,
Okay.
It's actually a transition from a heart that's crying out in English, and then at some point, so it's your personality crying out, not in one of your languages, is your personality crying out to God from Cain, from your personality, but your sincerity starts Christ synchronizing with you. He comes into agreement with the cry of your heart, and then the tongues come forth. So it's the two of you crying out together to the Father. That's absolutely legitimate and desirable. Okay.
Thank you very much. Thanks. Yeah, that clarifies everything. Yeah.
You're so welcome. I'm going to close this video.
Okay.
Oops. I don't want to close our call. Stop recording.